So what did you think of the party?
Well, I was very excited to be invited to the party. This is my neighbor, and he's a real good man. He's good to his people that work for him. He's good for his sons. But then when I found out it was for this younger son who wanted his inheritance, and then he up and he leaves and he squanders it, and then he comes back. But what I heard is that the father was outside and he looked off in the distance and he saw the son coming home. He was all disheveled, he was downbeaten, and the father just opened his arms and welcomed him back. Such a loving father. Now, I don't know if I could do that, but I would hope that I could. Well, anyway, he put his finest robe on the son, gave him a gold ring, and said, "We're going to have a feast. We'll kill the fatted calf." And that was nice. That was a nice welcoming home. But then there's the other son, and he's upset with his father because he's been there and he's helped his father. So here, Dad is welcoming this other son and ignoring the son who's been by his side. But the dad told the other son, "You know, you are my son." I don't know that he said, "I love you," but your brother is my son too, and we need to accept him for what he is. Everybody's different, and everything that I have is going to be yours. We'll just have to work with your brother, make him feel welcomed. It's hard, but you have to understand, he is my flesh and blood, and I need to take care of him. And this is what they said he said. So it's hearsay, but I believe it because, that younger son, he was a rascal. And the younger one was so faithful to his dad. But having children of my own, you can't have favorites. But it's really hard when you have one that behaves well and then the other one is just a spoiled, rotten brat. And that's kind of what I saw that day. But it was a wonderful feast and it was a wonderful welcoming home. And I certainly hope the son who caused all this trouble will be a better boy for his dad.
So how was the party?
You call that a party? A celebration? I was honored to be asked finally after all these years to a party at my best friend's house. And he wasn't even there. Do you believe it? Who was there? His brother, his younger brother. We're taught to honor our fathers. It's usually this boy. My friend spent his whole life teaching him everything he knew. And he was trained to honor his father. What does he do? He asks his father for his inheritance early and then sneaks out. Just runs off. Squanders everything, leaving my friend to take care of his grieving father and take care of all the property that his father had left, do all the work by himself, and not being able to have the opportunity to start his own property. He had to stay home while the brother goes off. And then we have this idea of surprise, there's a party. He comes home to find out it's for this brother who has nothing. He has no honor. He comes home looking like not even a servant, a beggar. And his father gives him honors, gives him a banquet, gives him robes, gives him jewelry. He'll probably give him his property back. It's just not right. I can understand why he didn't want to come home. And yet, I can't understand why my friend, in spite of this, still loves his brother. I don't think I could do it.
Go ahead.
Well, this turned out to be some party. It was supposed to be the party of the century, and it was something we'll never forget. you know, the father, he spared no expenses. It was lavish, and everything was wonderfully prepared, and you know, the father was so happy and excited, and then things sort of took a little turn for the worse. It got ugly really fast. Big brother showed up in the middle of the party, and father went out to talk to him, and it got pretty loud. We pretended we weren't listening, but it was some good gossip for us to listen to what they were talking about out there. And the poor younger brother, he was sitting there right with all these guests all around, and he's sort of trying to smile, and he's stiff and awkward, and he didn't know what to do. And the father tried to calm the son down, and the older son just sort of got louder and angrier, and it was more awkward than any family reunion I've ever been to, and I've been to some awkward family reunions. So it was uncomfortable for all of us sitting there. You felt bad for the younger brother who had come home and wanted to have this celebration, and it just took a turn for the worse. So it was sad, but the food was awesome. We ate really well, and this is a party that we're going to be talking about for years and years to come.